Alright, welcome back everybody to YouTube channel ICObench, and we are continuing to do videos with famous top experts in blockchain industry, and today I'm happy to present you Andrei, who is right now with us. Nice to see you.
Finally meeting you. It's a pleasure meeting you, Max.
Thank you. Andrei, can you make a little bit introduction about yourself and what you are doing?
Sure. So my name is Andrei Popescu. I have dedicated my last years to entrepreneurship, so I've been engaging, leading and providing advisory work for new organizations that actually want to go in challenging markets and finding the best solution for them to actually reach their full potential. With regards to my background, I have a master's completed in business management on top of 2 other degrees, one in finance and the other one in IT. I co-founded a crypto exchange, but most importantly, I'm co-founder of SCX Holding, which is an alternative asset management and investment holding company headquartered here in Singapore, which focuses on blockchain technologies, on crypto asset trading strategies, digital markets, and trading platforms. All of the above assisted and implemented with AI and machine learning algorithms and systems. So what we do basically, we provide market intelligence tools for all the new emerging fintech ecosystems. Right. Clearly we are evolving in the most interesting marketplace at this stage.
Okay. Impressive story, right? When was the first time you heard about blockchain industry, about Bitcoin, and why you decided to join it?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So actually, I've heard of Bitcoin back in 2009. Mm-hmm. Back then, I was still doing some testing, and I was experimenting in the futures market on CME and testing automated trading strategies. So to be honest with you, I actually didn't pay too much attention, as everyone else, right? So what I did actually, I started studying the underlying technology of Bitcoin back in 2013. Only then I understood the full potential of what this technology could offer.
Okay, got it. Now, right now, market, as you know, during the last 9-10 months is going down, right? In your opinion, what can be the next with the market during the next 1 year approximately? Okay,
the ICO sphere actually created a perfect storm. Mm-hmm. So the disruption of fundraising in general actually created a brilliant storm that actually people collected the data, and actually this data is open to everyone to process, which is a good thing. Because the ICO gold rush actually left behind a lot of victims. A lot of non-accredited investors and speculators actually are victims of the bearish market, right? And most of the ICOs, most of the projects actually perform really bad. Most of them actually reporting around 90% losses of their all-time high prices. So yes, that exasperated the bearish market. But I believe this is a good thing, because we needed a cleansing within this landscape. We needed a cleansing of this marketplace, and on the long run, this is actually a good thing, because we need good projects that actually involve technology, that actually don't focus on how should I say, on the speculative nature of the marketplace, that focus on the underlying technology. Good projects will always prevail, and I believe that actually the ICO sphere in general will actually rise again.
Okay, you are like one of top experts in ICObench. How do you select, for example, which project is good from your point of view, and which is not?
Well, yeah, that's a very good question. It's a very good question, because when I talk to new participants to this marketplace, what I tell them is that actually they need to understand that the mechanism behind ICOs, and nowadays even STOs, it's quite complex. So it involves a lot of moving parts. But what I tell them specifically is to actually focus and understand the token valuation, because when you actually look at the business from the traditional world, you go to the business valuation. But within the ICO and the STO spheres and whatever, you always need to take a look also at the token valuation. That's very important, because what people need to understand is that they are not investing within the company. They will not get equity in the company. What they are investing in is actually the token. So the token needs to have a value, and they are not actually getting equity in the company, they are actually getting a token provided of that company. So it's totally completely different thing. And people, and especially investors, what I use within my terminology, actually I don't call them investors, I call them contributors. So it's clearly it's a very interesting landscape, and I always encourage the new participants, the new buys that actually come within this sphere, to actually do a due diligence and very thoroughly assess and vet the projects that they want to invest in.
Okay, thanks. You talk about a little bit about from investing perspective point of view.
Yes.
Now let's talk about, let's say that I'm a company, right?
Yes.
And I want to jump with ICO, with security token offer. What do you recommend them to do?
Yes.
On what to focus on what?
Absolutely. No, when a lot of projects actually want to go into the ICO because it's an easy access to new funding, right? They can actually get to investor more easily through the crypto economics. But what I actually seen with regards to new companies that want to go into ICOs is that some of them within their business concept, they don't require a token, which is really bad. But for the good companies, the projects that actually make sense, and they actually want to go on this path on the ICO road, I always tell them to actually provide full transparency with regards to what they are doing. And one of the most important aspects is to have and to show the community and the people that they have a viable ecosystem with an integrated token. I need to see the functionality, the usage of that token within their ecosystem, within their financial ecosystem.
Okay, thanks. Now, you say that you jumped with approximately 2009, right, to the Bitcoin?
No, that's the time actually I've heard about it, I've read about it, but I was not really...
But right now, do you own some cryptocurrency in your portfolio and let's say Bitcoin?
Yes, absolutely. I own most of the majors, and of course a lot of other tokens. So I'm an active trader. I actually test a lot of concepts, business models, and a range of token services. So I'm actively in the scene, and yeah, I do own a lot of.
We are making this video from Singapore in a blog show conference where ICObench is presented. What is your opinion about Singapore and about this conference?
Oh, excellent. Singapore, I believe it's one of the leading jurisdictions with regards to blockchain industry, fintech, and I believe they are making huge steps with regards to a regulatory framework, which is actually needed for new institutional investor and solid companies to start accepting this disruption and the usage of blockchain technology as it is. So yeah, Singapore is the place to be. I believe it's a huge financial center, especially for fintech. And yeah, Block Show definitely works, and there are a lot of attendance. I've met a lot of people here. It's a brilliant conference. I encourage everyone to come here. And yeah.
Thanks. Right now, do you think that we reached the bottom at what is right now with the market? Because market went really so down that maybe it is not even profitable to mine Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
Do you think we reached bottom or not yet, in your opinion?
Well, the ICO craze was bad news for some and terrible for most. as we discussed, a lot of people actually were casualties of the bad performing ICO sphere. So this exasperated the bearish market conditions. But to be honest with you, there is no right and wrong to this. It can go lower, it can go to the sky. You never know. What I encourage people to do is actually don't actually look at the price. There is a totally different thing about price and value. And price is what you pay, value is what you get. Focus on the underlying technology. Focus on the projects that actually make sense and can deliver projects using using this technology can make this world a better place. At the end of the day, blockchain technology offers a lot of benefits, like wealth distribution, transparency, immutability, private and public governance. It can apply to healthcare industry. It's a brilliant technology. I believe that we are evolving very fast. This is one of the few industries that actually evolves and transforms with a speed that we couldn't see in any other industry till now. Usually you can see business concepts and models from 2 weeks ago that have changed. They are already outdated, and this is not a joke. So this is brilliantly. The speed that this industry is adapting and changing and growing is fantastic, and I really enjoy it. It's something interesting.
Thanks for sharing your vision and your thoughts about that. I just want to remind you that you are watching ICObench YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and thanks for staying with us.
Maxim, thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Finally, we have two bold guys on an interview for ICObench.
Right.
Thank you very much.